Hello and welcome to Queen's Brexit. I'm Tom Darwood and I'm making this talk impromptu on Sunday the 17th of March 2019. In this short talk I hope to convey to you some incidents in my life and show you how I interpret what these incidents lead to, so that you can gain some idea that I'm being reasonably rational, imaginative, but also come to a acceptable conclusion as to what these events mean and lead to. So I begin with when I was at school, shortly the sad passing of our darling mother. I was very popular with people in school. I took great interest in sport and communication with people, especially the teachers. I had gained an immense respect for the teachers as I respected them. I eventually became a monitor, a prefect, house captain, sports captain, and eventually head boy. The curious thing was I had two head girls. In this day and age of women equality, I don't want to make too much of that because that was 55 years ago. But in the back of my head, when something sort of unusual happens, we always think and say, "Oh, that is strange," not in a fearful way, but in just a, "Well, why did that happen to me?" In a nice kind of way, because there's nothing bad about that. It was anyway. This talk is leading towards me presenting myself to the Prime Minister, particularly rather than to the Queen. So you'll understand at the end of this talk why I'm thinking what it is that I'm thinking. So when Theresa May became Prime Minister, at about the same time, two things happened. One was that my younger brother ended his highly successful teaching career in a large comprehensive in Theresa May's constituency. Another event happened in which, do you remember those two runners in a marathon who are now advertising for Lidl? Do you remember one of the brothers collapsed when he was about 100 yards from the finishing tape, and along came his older brother and he helped him across the finishing line? Now, the link between what happened to my brother being in Theresa May's constituency is simply that because he is in the Prime Minister's constituency, and because of what happened to our mother on the 14th of March 1962, in which this entire period I've been inspired, because of our tragedy, to bring a message to Her Majesty the Queen at this particular time, which is related to Brexit. But because constitutionally there are two figures, the Prime Minister and the Queen, responsible for the nation's welfare, I felt that the older brother helping the younger brother to get over the finishing line is exactly like my younger brother helping me, the older brother, vice versa in this sense, to help me across the finishing line. The finishing line is me being put in front of the Prime Minister. So that's how I interpret that particular event. Now recently there are three things have happened. On the 12th of March this week, there was a vote in the House entirely to do with Brexit. On the 14th of March, there was another vote entirely to do with Brexit. On the 15th of March, there was a tragic killing in Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, how these dates link up with me before the Prime Minister is in this wise. The 12th of March was the date in which our dear father passed away in 1972, 10 years after the loss of our dear mother. The 14th of March is the day our mother passed away. On the 15th of March there was that terrible incident in Christchurch, New Zealand. The link is that after all these years, on Wednesday and Friday, was it Tuesday, or anyway, the two dates when the votes were taken in Parliament was entirely centred upon Brexit. And I said to you earlier that the shooting in Christchurch, New Zealand has a compatibility with the death of our dear mother, that both was the act instigated by a sense of white supremacy. So there I hope you can see a link. Now, going back to my two head girls when I was head boy, in my thinking now it alludes to three people. The two head girls represent the Prime Minister. One of the head girls at the time was also the daughter of a local Baptist minister, and we know that Theresa May is also the daughter of an Anglican minister. The other head girl alludes to Her Majesty the Queen, because these are the two persons who served in office when I was at school, and I as the head boy served with these two head girls, and I find myself at this time placed in the same position to serve the nation, so to speak, but I'm no longer a head boy, but I am a true 21st century Joseph. So that's the interpretation I put on these incidences in my life. So I'm not concentrating on the message just yet. I'm concentrating on the signs in the road which create this roadmap to lead me to the Prime Minister and to Her Majesty the Queen. Thank you.